Hey, Vineyard family. It's great to be together again. This week for our devotions, we're looking at this passage from Philippians 1, where Paul prays this really heartfelt prayer for the church in Philippi. And I think this is one of the really key things that we need to remember is that these are real people. Paul was this church planter and this pastor that really loved these folks that were in their very early days of following Jesus. And these folks love Paul back, so there's just a real affection there. And so as we read Philippians 1, verses 3 through 11 again today, just encourage you to just imagine receiving this letter and receiving this prayer from somebody that's really dear to you. So this is Philippians 1, 3 through 11. I thank my God every time I remember you. In all my prayers for all of you, I always pray with joy because of your partnership in the gospel from the first day until now. Being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. And it's right for me to feel this way about all of you since I have you in my heart. For whether I'm in chains or I'm defending and confirming the gospel, all of you share in God's grace with me. And God can testify how I long for all of you with the affection of Christ Jesus. And this is my prayer. My prayer is that your love may abound more and more in knowledge and depth of insight, so that you may be able to discern what is best, and that you may be pure and blameless until the day of Christ, filled with the fruit of righteousness that comes through Jesus Christ, to the glory and praise of God. So today, we want to center in on verse 9, where Paul has this next layer to his prayer. He says, this is my prayer. This is my prayer that your love may abound more and more in knowledge and depth of insight. The Bible often describes knowing as being both intellectual and experiential. So here's the first question I want to put before you today. In what ways do you want to learn about and experience more of God's love right now? And maybe what steps, what steps could you take to practically grow in your knowledge and experience of Jesus' love for you? Here's another set of questions. The New Living Translation starts verse 9 this way. It says, I pray that your love will overflow. Could you imagine what it would be like to be so full of God's love that you are actually like overflowing with it? And what positive results could come like in your life, in your relationships, and how you go about your day's work if you were regularly that full of God's love? Man, imagine what would that be like. And finally, this is an amazing prayer that Paul prays here in Philippians 1. Who else might you want to pray this prayer for? Are the folks that you really care about, family members, friends, coworkers, neighbors, people that really matter to you? Who else do you want to pray this prayer for today? And so I encourage you, again, spend some time to reflect on this, take some action, pray this prayer for some folks that you really care about, and then respond to God in any invitations that he's given you to today on ways to put these things into practice. Have a great day.